Excellency Redwan Hussein, Advisor to the Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Mr. Vidar Elgason, Secretary General of IDEA, Vitali, our colleague from UNDP, representing both Geraldine Fraser-Moleketi, Director of Democratic Governance Group of UNDP and Resident Coordinator of the UN in Ethiopia, Eugene Owusu, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. This conference on youth and democratization in Africa provides us the opportunity to critically reflect and compare experiences on this theme. It is also an occasion to shape a roadmap on bringing Africa's youth into the center stage of political and economic processes in the continent. Permit me then to welcome you here today by sharing some reflections on our theme. It is a pertinent and timely topic, as youth and democracy are at the forefront of development discourse in Africa. It is not difficult to show why this is the case. Africa is a young continent with up to 60% of its population under the age of 25. Growth rates in the continent have averaged nearly 6% since the turn of the century. Indeed, we are in the cusp of the African moment. Yet, Africa's youth, who should give momentum to this process, are largely alienated and marginalized. The education we offer still too often is not the key priority. Many are underemployed or jobless. Young Africans are barely involved in policy formulation and program design. Their participation in politics and decision-making is limited and often ad hoc. Instead, their energies nowadays, sometimes unfortunately, used to stir up mindless conflict and violence. This has not always been the case. Indeed, it is not to be the case. Africa's youth were at the vanguard of its anti-colonial struggle. They were critical in the anti-apartheid struggle. They motivated and led the revolutions in North Africa. In this era of social media, many young Africans are well networked and politically aware. Africa's youth have shown that given the opportunity, they can cause many transformations, use the latest information and communications technology to push their political agenda. Indeed, by sheer numbers and age, Africa's youth will impact on aspirations for improved political governance and socio-economic transformation. Mesdames et messieurs, les institutions démocratiques que nous cherchons à construire doivent refléter cette réalité. Nous ne pouvons pas édifier des démocraties dynamiques si la majorité de la population éprouve un sentiment d'aliénation. Nous ne pouvons plus gouverner en faisant bon marché du fait que beaucoup ont accès à l'information et au savoir et sont aujourd'hui urbanisés et cosmopolites. Nous devrons donc peut-être revoir les dispositions légales qui font que les jeunes ne sont pas éligibles à certaines fonctions clés. S'il est vrai que les jeunes se mobilisent facilement pour exercer leurs responsabilités civiques, nous n'avons malheureusement pas fait assez pour les protéger de la violence électorale. En cherchant à promouvoir et à renforcer la gouvernance démocratique en Afrique, nous devons faire participer la jeunesse et puiser en elle des idées, car, qu'on le veuille ou pas, elle est déjà en pratique un protagoniste essentiel. C'est sans doute une banalité que de dire que l'avenir de la démocratie en Afrique dépend de manière cruciale de nos jeunes. Leur énergie doit être mise à profit. Nous ne devons pas leur fournir une éducation seulement pauvre. La qualité qui les équipe, les compétences nécessaires pour fonctionner dans l'économie moderne sont essentielles. Dans le même ordre d'idées, nous devons aussi offrir à nos jeunes une vision claire et inspirante de l'Afrique. Nous devons promouvoir le dialogue entre les générations. Il faut faire en sorte qu'elles aient en partage la contribution historique de nos héros de l'indépendance à la lutte pour la liberté. Les jeunes Africains doivent être en mesure de se retrouver dans nos aspirations à l'unité africaine et à l'intégration économique. Ils ont aussi besoin d'une participation qui leur permettent d'apprécier le potentiel de l'Afrique et la contribution qu'ils peuvent apporter. It is also important that discussions about Africa's future should reflect the perspective of its youth. This reasoning also pertains to global processes. Discussions on climate change have to take account of intergenerational equity. Similarly, the articulation of post-2015 development agenda must seek input from our youth, who in any case will have to implement it. It is heartening to note that the African Union has enacted the African Youth Charter and also agreed to accelerate implementation of the Plan of Action of the Decade of Youth. It is also good that this conference is part of reflections to improve the lot of Africa's youth while taking full advantage of their existing strengths. I am confident that deliberations will give momentum to the process of upscaling the contribution of Africa's youth to its vision for democratic development. In closing, I am pleased to observe that this conference is unique in the sense of having youth participants. This is distinct from the usual youth gatherings, where the middle-aged and elderly gather to discuss young people. The evidence before me shows that this conference for youth and is also a conference of youth. I hope the young people assembled here today will critically but soberly reflect, engage and chart a new course for the future of the continent. The future is yours and you must claim it. Thank you.